Hey guys, it's Raptor Tristan here, and today we're going to be talking about smg4. Now, first off, to make it clear, I'm not saying smg4 is bad, but I am saying he's not good. He ain't as good as he used to be. He used to make pretty funny videos, mostly pretty funny videos, and sometimes they're pretty hilarious. But now these days, barely even funny. It feels more boring and hard to watch. Like, don't get me wrong, modern ones like this, like the Baldy Basics one was bloody hilarious. How it was like played out Mario, how Mario's gonna get spanked, but now it's just this but mostly it's just this overly serious tone that's not really funny and takes itself way too seriously than it should. Oh, also, don't get me started on how the Genesis arc kind of retconned what we saw in the past videos. The only real good arc was the Waluigi arc, but anyway, as I was saying, to get my personal opinion out of the way, I like Steve. And I really, really like Steve. He's a character that's funny. He's mostly funny because the joke is that he'll kill you if you touch his precious Minecraft, but he barely shows up nowadays. Almost like, oh wait, he ain't an original OC, so that's why. Even if he does, he mostly shows up in the background. Yes, there has been exceptions, like the If Mario Was In videos, which are pretty hilarious most of the time. And it's where Kevin can't get his dirty, grimy hands on, the What If series. Well, mostly. I'll talk about that later. You know, every time an SMG4 video comes out now, I used to be excited, but now I just feel more meh. I don't feel as excited as I used to be. The SMG4 videos used to be bloody hilarious for me, but now they're kind of boring to watch. And Kevin thinks this is good, like, oh, overly seriousness is good. No, we don't like it. That's what we liked about SMG4. It was a spoof. It was we most take it expecting to take, Mario being in Five Nights at Freddy's. You expect us to take that seriously? Like seriously, the first SMG4 video was the Five Nights at Freddy's one, but it was bloody hilarious. Mainly because how they used voice clips was different and unique at the time. But now, it's just overly used. Yes, it was in the past, but it ain't as much as it used to. Hell, all the FNAF videos are all hilarious, even the modern ones. But the problem is that they're not as funny as they used to be. Like the only ones I even bother with are the What If Mario Is In. Those are the only ones I even bother with. Speaking of that, I don't know why they can be so hilarious, but I think mostly because Luke has more control over them, and like the If Mario Was In Nickelodeon, which is bloody hilarious and actually reminds me of old SMG4. Let's get into the arcs. There was the Waluigi arc, and in that arc, well, Waluigi was mad because he didn't get into Smash Brothers, and that was a joke. He's a meme. He's not relevant. That was the joke in the meme. Now, if this one is the only one that's actually good, and that they actually bother with, but the SMG3 arc, the YouTube arc, or whatever you want to call it, it did get one thing right. SMG3 is meant to be a villain. That's what it got right. But everything else it got wrong. They retconned the War of the Fat Italians for no reason. Just because of the main cast. At least they actually have a reason why, but still, that kind of ruins the point. Also, there was the rapper Bob arc and the anime arc, but I don't really care for that. But the Genesis arc. Let me get into this. It's overly serious, and Melanie has to cry for someone, so she has to cry for Axel, because oh boo hoo, we're supposed to all suddenly care for Axel now. Really? We have to care? We have to care for Axel? Huh? Like, yeah, he was likable, but he mostly didn't really care about his friends. He only hanged out with them, to just get away from all the fame and popularity he gets. There was the anime arc, but I'm not even going to bother with that. Seriously, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just a waste of time even talking about it. But as I was saying about SMG4, the huge... I'm running out of things to say. You see, the War of the Fat Italians were the most entertaining part of it, because it was Mario and SMG3 doing stupid and silly challenges. But remember how I said mostly that Kevin doesn't get his hands on them? Yeah, and that's not always the case. You see, I have to agree with the popular opinion on this one, but if Mario was in Meta Runner, okay, first of all, that kind of contradicts the whole point of it, because Mario is supposed to go in and ruin everything. Like, that's the whole joke. The jokes in it are not funny. It's just they just think if they say swear words, they think the little kids in the audience will laugh, which most time they do, because that's mostly their audience now these days, little kids. Okay, let me get into the War of the Fat Italians of each year. Okay, give me a second. Okay. The War of the first one arc that had the War of the Fat Italians, they were able to make Mario and SMG4 go against each other. So, well, the reason they were still able to, even though narratively it doesn't really make sense, but they are still able to do it in a realistic and believable way. But in the SMG3 arc, for some reason, they had to make the main cast go against the anti-cast. At least the narrative, I can kind of see why, even though it kind of contradicts the War of Fat Italians regardless. At least it has a reason. Not a very good reason, but still, at least it has reason. But, but the Genesis arc, instead, I have to say it, for some reason, they had to make the main cast against Mario, even though they could have easily had SMG3 against Mario, but no. Yes, you can change how the rap is, but don't change the core aspect. At least in the Waluigi arc, they were still able to make Mario and SMG4 fight each other in battle in challenges and whatnot. But it's funny because the only one I like from this War of the Fat Italians one is the challenge between SMG3 and Mario. That one commenter actually knew what the War of the Fat Italians is. Anyway, kind of thinking about some. Okay, let me talk about Kevin. I think Luke thinks he should listen to Kevin because he's like more respected, because SMG4 would not exist. Also, I heard about this, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Kevin apparently persuaded Luke into making the Big Chungus video. But Luke didn't want to do it because the meme was already dead at that point. But Kevin persuaded him into doing it. Huh. It's almost like Kevin's more, manipulating, Luke. And more, how do you say? I cannot say the word, but more I don't know. But like I said, They even bring up dead memes. It's mostly because of Kevin. Kevin's ruining the channel. And every time I watch the SMG4's videos, I feel more closer to that dislike button. Anyways, that's it for this video. Bye, and my next video will be Godzilla, Mega Godzilla vs. Shin Godzilla.